Thank you, Carrie Ann, for kicking us off. It's great to see so many old faces, old friends, and new faces in the crowd as we come here together to celebrate manufacturing excellence nonetheless. DVIRC has been around for 37 years, but this is the first year we decided it was a good idea to honor you, the manufacturers, in a way that we've categorized some awards and we'll be giving them out in periods throughout the day. All of you are winners. And as I mentioned last night in a smaller session, you're all superheroes in my eyes, because as manufacturers, you do the hard things really, really well. You could have been a lot of places this beautiful fall morning, but you chose to be here. And we want to make it our mission to make sure that we give you some great entertainment, but we also poke the bear a little bit. We get you excited about change, maybe get you a little uncomfortable about change, but we get you on a road to continued growth so that you can carry on with your innovations, with your wonderful, wonderful track records of creating jobs, creating family-sustaining jobs, on-ramps to the middle class. So thank you all for coming here this morning. And, you know, as I was preparing to put together a few words, and again, it was pretty intimidating given the lineup that we have here today, it kind of struck me that we are truly in a very remarkable space from, you know, our American history, our great American history. And it's almost 247 years to the week, ironically, that if we went back in time, we would have seen Washington and his colonial army kind of gathering around, trying to figure out how they could lick their wounds from a massacre at the Battle of Paoli, not too far from here, and a grueling defeat in the Battle of Germantown. You know, at that point in time, 247 years ago, it didn't look great for the American way, right? We lost Philadelphia, and there wasn't a lot of hope. But this area, right, Valley Forge, where we are today, despite the death and disease and everything that came through that winter of 77, created resiliency. It created another chapter in our exceptionalism as a nation, as a people. And it built structure in our army. And that structure made this country win the Revolutionary War. And it has given us all these opportunities to build new chapters of innovation, of growth, from, Philadelphia being the home of the U.S. Navy, and George is here. He's going to be, George, you're going to raise your hand. If you want to get involved with celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Navy, DVIRC is making our mission to support it, and I encourage all of you to. There's some great events coming up, but we are that cradle of democracy, the home of the U.S. Navy. We're a space where innovation has thrived. We're a space and a people where we have some of the greatest universities at our fingertips, and we can reach out to them and push limits, come up with new technologies, and be better tomorrow than we are today. It's our American way. And I want to remind you, all of these innovations, from the light bulb to telephones to aircraft, they'd just be ideas if it wasn't for your manufacturing strength. If it wasn't for you all being able to take the impossible concepts of every generation and make them real, and then repeat and repeat and repeat until it looks simple. So, you know, keep your eyes on the future and keep your eyes on innovation. There's a lot that we can do in this region and across the country to make sure that we are in a position where we don't need to worry about becoming second or third place in the world. You know, the truth of the matter is, it's a struggle, right? We have supremacy in some areas, and we're fighting like hell to keep up in others. So manufacturing strength is critical for our growth, for our economic prosperity, for our national security. In our region, there's a lot of opportunity for growth. There's a lot of opportunity for change, right? For us to be different tomorrow than we are today. We're a life science hub. We have some of the best researchers and scientists and manufacturers within less than an hour's drive from us. We're a submarine hub and now a maritime industrial base hub. If we were to look at one of the largest recapitalization efforts in the U.S. since World War II, the Columbia-class program, upwards of 30% of that supply chain comes within an hour drive from where we are today. DVIRC and some of our legislators and friends are fighting like heck to make our region a hub for commercial space supply chain. We're leveraging all the assets that we have in the region, from material sciences and manufacturing capabilities, to get some investments here so that we are at the pointy end of the stick when it comes to truly disruptive industries, high growth industries. Those opportunities spread beautifully into other opportunities. We're on the verge of putting together some great work in the AI space that will help advance robotics, that will help advance our lives. And we want to make it very consumable so that the small and mid-sized business owners and leaders that we serve understand where their on-ramp is for these opportunities. So be a little bit patient. You'll see throughout the course of the day reference to our 2030 manufacturing moonshot. It is a critical perspective from my point of view that we need to really reimagine how we look at manufacturing, how we talk about manufacturing, how we get people excited about manufacturing, because we have a great opportunity to create this huge growth spree for our region as a result of building up our industrial base. But people around us might not understand it. So I'm going to ask each one of you as you leave later today, start talking up manufacturing and the opportunities. We have workforce issues that I know we can solve. We have some great solutions that are being deployed and more to come. So we need to get in front of that future generation of talent and bring them into our world. We need to get more comfortable, more familiar, more accepting of technology. We have to be able to invest smartly and wisely in things that might make us a little uncomfortable so that we can solve those incredibly hard problems. We need to look at supply chain in a new way, not the supply chain that I couldn't buy a bicycle in 2020, the supply chain that makes our nation hum, the supply chain that powers our homes with electricity, the supply chain that enables us to go to the grocery store and buy exactly what we need. There are critical industries that manufacturing enables, empowers, and grows, from transportations to communication, power generation, life science. All these critical industries have opportunities for everyone in this room to grow their business, create jobs. And as we look at those opportunities, I can promise you we're going to be giving you as much exposure and access, on-ramps we like to call them, to these different industries because they need your help. That's the one beautiful thing about all of these opportunities for manufacturing growth. These industries need your help. They need your resources. They need your talents. They need you to be able to solve problems. So we're going to be there for you. We're going to be able to right-size the best practices that we see big companies do so that you're able to succeed and grow and get comfortable with the change that you need. And one of the most important aspects of this moonshot vision is to make sure that the companies that start here in our region grow here in our region, expand here in our region. And when we're really, really successful, we're going to see more and more manufacturers want to move to this region. Our nation, our region, and our manufacturing base is something to be incredibly proud of. And as I get ready to stop talking, I want to present one request. Well, actually, this is my second. I asked you to talk about manufacturing when you go home at friends and family. But try to come up with 3 different ideas, 3 different action items from what you hear here today, and put them to work. Put them to work in your personal life, put them to work in your professional life. Try to drive some change and tell us about it. I'll be happy to hear what you're trying to work on, what you're trying to improve. And if you come up with any challenges along the way, everyone has direct access to me, and we can talk about how we can solve these problems. There's plenty of growth for us to have together, and it is a great opportunity for us to take advantage of all these critical industries and exciting times for us. So thank you for being here, and I am going to hand it over to Tony.